Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Mercenary Tier 10 Premium Tank Destroyer, the Ruthless. Now if you do like the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, as it really does help out the channel. And yeah, the Ruthless, it's a TNH 105 1000 body, or chassis, E4 turret, and a 183mm gun. Now, for me, out of the big alpha tanks at tier 10, I would say that, or by that, I mean the tanks that do 1450 damage with their HESH rounds, like this, the 4005, the Death Star, the AVRE. I feel like this is the second worst out of the lot, because the gun handling on it is atrocious. It really loves me. It's such a troll tank. It loves missing shots. The E4 turret armor is pretty nice, and the fact that you get the 6 degrees of gun depression is not too bad on it either. The hull armor is complete trash. You are very, very slow. You have a 38 km/h top speed, but you never really ever hit it. And then, like I said, the gun handling on it is pretty trashy as well. The only tank that I'd say that's worse than this one in terms of the big alpha ones is the Death Star. And the Death Star is just a shadow of its former self, really. It doesn't really have much going for it, sadly, for that tank. I used to love that thing, but yeah, it doesn't have much going for it anymore. But it's still got this 183mm gun, which means it can still pack a rather large punch. When you catch someone out, you can slap a big HESH shell straight through the bottom of their lower plate for 1592? That's quite a high roll, because this tank has 1450 damage on its HESH shell for 230 penetration, which is its premium round. It also has 310 penetration on its standard AP round, which basically butchers most tanks you're going to face. And you've got a standard HE shell with 90 penetration, which then also does 1650 damage. So it's got more damage than the standard HESH shell, which means that if you need to splash something for a good amount, you just load that standard HESH shell to splash it for more damage. And like I say, you've got good armor on the E4 turret, because the E4 turret is kind of stupid, because the cupola on top should be a weak spot, but it's really not. And the way that if you're going to pen this is to load premium and to shoot the cheeks, because that can pen this E4 turret. But the hull armor, like I say, is complete garbage, and that will be easily penned by most tanks, because, yeah, it's just, oh my lord, that shot into the Turan 1530. Okay. But yeah, so that's just the way it is. Obviously, with the Ruthless's gun, it is a pretty derpy 183mm gun. On the tank, you have a base accuracy of 0.4 with a 3.1 second aim time, which means that the base accuracy at 0.4 is not very good, and you want to try and make that better if you can. 3.1 seconds aim time as well, added to the fact that the on the move and during rotation dispersions are really quite bad, which is natural for this kind of gun. It's the way it should be, really. Is 1.6 meters during rotation and 2.49 during movement. It means that this gun blooms out massively. It's got a very big bloom, and you really feel the pain of that 3.1 second aim time. It's so much so that you really probably kind of want to maybe help out if you can. And then, yeah, like I say, you've got that 38 km/h top speed for this tank, but you don't ever really hit it. You've got 380 meters view range, though, which is pretty decent. That means you're not actually blind, and you can spot for yourself if you set up with optics and stuff like that, which is pretty good as well. So what do I run in terms of a crew on the old Ruthless? Well, on the Ruthless, I do tend to run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Trap Mechanic, Rapid Aim. Rapid Aim because I want to make the turret traverse better, because the turret traverse on this E4 turret on the Ruthless is very, very slow, so I want to make sure that it does go quicker. Then the 3 gun perks, because this gun is utterly atrocious, and you really want to help the gun out if you can. And then the other perks are generally what you're going to take on every other World War II tank. And yeah, the turret traverse on this tank is dreadful. Even with that Rapid Aim, it's 19.46 degrees a second, which is very, very, very slow. And then in terms of equipment, I do run the Advanced Loader, the Advanced Reload, and Optics. The Advanced Reload is the ammo swapper. I do that because each round is very good for different situations. And again, it's one of those tanks that's very good with your ammo management skills, because HESH rounds will be fantastic for penning things at times. The AP rounds, again, if something's got like 900 hit points and it's got a bit of armor, you may as well load the AP round to deliver a big hit into them. And if you need to just splash something to death that's maybe got 700 hit points, the standard, and you're not going to pen it, the standard HE round with 1650 damage probably is the one that you want to use. The loader, because naturally you want to make the reload better, and optics to be able to spot for yourself, because you can get the view range up to 486 meters of view range. Now you might decide, you know what, forget the ammo swapper, I don't care about the ammo swapper. You could do that, and you could put the camo net on as well, if you wanted to, because this tank doesn't really have much camo, but if you put the camo net on, it knocks the camo down to 306 meters of still concealment, and obviously if you then put on a camo crew, you probably knock it down below 300 meters of still concealment, which is actually really quite decent for a tank destroyer like this. So you could definitely do that as well. It's down to how you feel comfortable playing the tank, and it's down to how you feel confident in playing the tank with that sort of setup. So we're in this first game, and this first game is on this map, which is Redshire, and on Redshire we've amassed 7,000 damage so far. We've got behind the Primo Victoria. It's like, hello Primo Victoria. Should have probably loaded the standard HE to save myself some credits, but it is what it is. We didn't even have to pen him, so we just launched a HE round at him to splash him and kill him. We know where 3 tanks left on the well, we know where 2 tanks left on the enemy team are. There's the 2 TDs, which one is a Ruthless, and I believe the other one's a Tyran, maybe? Which I feel like I'm probably going to get spotted by if I put around this corner, which we do. We load Hesh rounds for the side of that turret of the Ruthless. And, I mean, we aimed quite poorly there anyway, but we still had the full side of the turret of the Ruthless, and the shell just hit the floor. It went nowhere near where we were aiming, really, which is sad times. It's what the Ruthless does, though. Like I say, the gun handling on this tank is, horrible. And you can see our problem. We're facing another tank that is fairly broken, tier 10 in the Tyran. He's just going to outspot us every single day. We cannot spot that dude, which means we're trapped here in that regard. I say trapped, we're not, we can just back out. But you know what I mean? If we want to try and get a shot at either the Ruthless or the Tyran, no hope. Absolutely no hope of being able to spot them, and they will quite easily wreck our poor old day. So we're going to change up the angle. We're going to go into the little dip over here where maybe we can get hull down. Maybe try and spot the Tyran, and again, go hull down and try and bait the shot from the Tyran possibly. And thus he would spot himself, because he does get spotted when he fires. But no dice. So you know what? We're just going to move. We're just going to move forward. Try and light them up for our team, because we've got 2 guys left. We've got one that's on the cap, the guy at G2. And if we can light these tank destroyers up for our friends, then absolutely fantastic. And because we attacked the way we did along the K line, we're actually below this ridge line, which makes it harder for them to see us if they want to. The Tyran does poke over the little ridge, which then spots us up, but these 2 are both in that dip. They are both one-shots, so I end up loading the AP, because I think, well, you know what, if I'm going to kill the Ruthless, I probably will have to pen it, so therefore I'll load the AP. But the Ruthless gets Ruthless, and, well, that's Ruthless, you know. And we load the standard HE, because we only need to splash somewhere near the Tyran to kill it. Come round the corner, and it's like, what, where's he got? Oh, wow, that was quick. He's already got around there. So we've got the standard HE in. The Tyran, on the move, kills our T-25 pilot. Like, good God. We fire the HE round at the Tyran, and unfortunately, it misses. And yeah, that was just a snapshot at it. Now we've got to wait for a long time to reload. That Tyran will reload far before us. He's on the move, and he hits us on the move. We're lucky it doesn't pen, because he was firing heat, but he hit us on the move again. Lucky again, like I say, he just didn't hit us, but he's playing it as smartly as he can to get away from us. He put himself behind the rock, and now he's running away into the buildings, keeping his line of sight between me and him, trapped behind that rock. But we outspot him. He hits us on the move again. But this time he finally pens us, knocks us down by nearly 1,000 hit points for one shot, because the Tyran is stupid. And yeah, we managed to shut him down though, which is good. And I'm going to cut the video there, because it's literally another 2 minutes of capping, and we finished the game with the victory. The 4 kills, 7,100 damage, ace tanker, 1,590 base XP with 4 kills. Pretty damn nice game there for the Ruthless. And yeah, I cut the game early because it's literally, we just capped, because we're not chasing the T100 LT round Redshire, and it's just another 1 minute 30 of sitting in a circle, which is fun, I tell you. It's really fun to sit in a circle for the 1 minute 30. So, we're on to the second replay. And the second replay, we're here on this map, which is Ruinberg. And on Ruinberg, it's probably the perfect kind of map for the Ruthless, because you can play that playstyle that it wants to be. It can be close quarters, which means you don't have to have the pain of the gun being that derpy that often. You can make sure it's going to hit the spots you really want to do, and, you know, you're going to do some significant damage. And you can play peekaboo. Playing peekaboo is great for this kind of tank, because you can just go, oh, hello, 1,400, pull back, get safe, right? Or 1,100, whichever way you decide to go. So, on Ruinberg, we're going to push quite aggressively straight to this little corner here at F2, and we're going to play that peekaboom game. There's a 780, there's a lot of tanks on this corner, and unfortunately with it being Ruinberg, there's a bug where I cannot see them round the corner if I look at them, which is really annoying. We got the Hesh round straight in. The T95E6 said, shoot me, and we said, yes sir, and we shot him in the side. Oh goodness gracious, that's an AVRE. I'm not taking that shot, and he's fired. We're up to 1600 damage with that shot into the E6, by the way, which was beautiful Hesh shell straight through his side. I mean, if they're going to let us shoot them like that, absolutely. There's an E4 down this road, so what we're going to do is we're going to aim up to get rid of this E4, because I want to be able to pull back around this corner if the tanks like the AVRE just decide to YOLO around that corner. I want to be able to get back round here safely, so I'm not going to get AVRE'd, because the AVRE will easily pen us for 1400 with a standard HE round, and we don't want that. So we're just waiting for our reload right now. We've got an IS-4 that has joined us. We've got the AP coming in. I want to get rid of the AVRE. The AVRE fires at my IS-4 friend. We drive round, aim at his turret, pen him straight through the top of his turret for 1077, and the IS-4 finishes him off. Get out of here, AVRE. We don't accept your kind round here. And we're up to 3.6k damage with 1 kill so far. And this is like I said, the ideal for the Ruthless, where we can play that peekaboom lifestyle, have fun, and just go, oh, hello, friend, I hear you like Hesh. That didn't pen. Wow, he's a lucky boy. 477 on that Progetto 65's turret, which I was fully expecting to pen with Hesh, but okay, we'll take it. We're up to 4.1k damage, and once again we're just pulling back to the corner in case they decide to just full send round it, because people do tend to do that, especially if you're in a tank like this. They might know that there's like 6 people behind you, but they're like, ah, screw it, I'm just going to charge around and shoot this one guy because he's got a big gun, and that, yeah, it tends to happen. We get a Hesh shell straight through the upper plate of the 257 because it was wholly unangled, which means his upper plate was poo, and we shut him down for 1200. Once again, peekaboom, this is exactly what we're doing. 5.3k damage, waiting for the next shell. We've got a glut of targets in front of us. The IS-4 fires, it's like, hello friends, who wants the Hesh shell? Oh, Mr. Conqueror, good night sir. Thank you for just sitting there and taking the shell into the lower plate. And we're on to 6.4k damage. Just being careful of that corner, because I felt like someone was going to come charge around. There's the E5. I don't know, it's like my spidey sensors were tingling. I was like, is someone going to come around that corner? But no, they're firing at the people on J1. We do have to be careful because they've just killed one of the guys at J1, so they could quite easily come around and try and attack us in a minute. We've got the side of the VK. Oh, and the VK just lost all of his hit points in the blink of an eye before our Hesh shell got in, but we shut down the VK for our 4th kill. We're on to 7.1 thousand damage. And again, their whole team is basically in front of me. Their whole team is literally in this little 9-square grid in front of us at C, D, E, 1, 2, 3. And we're just having to keep, again, playing that peekaboom, keep firing. That shell towards the chieftain goes absolutely nowhere. I don't know what that hit, so it didn't kill it. Artillery spotted it there on that lane, and it was like, T92, hello? What are you doing here? Okay. Our friend in the T58 dies in front of us, which means we're now the only ones at the end of this lane. We are looking for the shot into the chieftain. We only need HE to kill him, which we smash in. And then, by the way, if you're realising that I don't have any standard HE rounds in the Ruthless in this game, that's because I was getting frustrated with the ammo swapper and switching to the wrong HE round by accident, taking the wrong round. So I just stopped my potato ammo switching and took just 10 rounds of each of the other 2. So we're just waiting for the reload, and the Jagdpanzer slams the Progetto 65, and I'm like, no, my top gun, it's all I wanted. We load the Hesh shell, because all we need to do is put a Hesh shell into the side of the E5, we'll probably splash him to death. And apparently not. We leave him on 107 hit points, and I'm like, Mr. E5, I'm so sad you didn't die. You could have just fed me the top gun, bro. How did that not splash him to death? But hey-ho. We finished the game with a really nice total. We finished with the victory, 5 kills, 7.8k damage, 1825 base XP, ace tank of the high caliber, and that is basically the Ruthless. It likes playing that peekaboom playstyle. You can bounce the odd shot here and there, and especially with how good the turret is on the E4, and then you can just try, you've got to make sure that you fully aim all your shots, because otherwise the Ruthless gun will just miss, because it loves missing, which is, yeah, a pain. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
great success.